Are you ready?
So we have an interesting video to talk about today regarding Thon Maker. But first, I gotta give a shout out to B-Ball Garrett, man. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it or not. I'm sure you'll let me know because this guy's a trooper, man. He's here every video, no matter what we're talking about. Just blowing up the comment section. I see it, I read them all. But this is his video idea, man. So shout out to him, man. You should start a YouTube channel because, I mean, I think you're onto something here. So thank you for the comment. But let's break it down. You know, he was using the article about Thon Maker. I talked about it a little bit in a previous video. But, you know, he brought something to my eye, you know. We wanted Thon Maker to bulk up, add some muscle, and attack the rim. But in the article, Thon says they just want to see him play basketball, play make, attack the basket, and just be himself. And, you know, that wasn't an exact quote. I'll put what he said up here, and that's straight from the article. You can watch the previous video. I put a link to that article in the description in the comment section, so you guys can go check that out and see for yourself. But he's absolutely right. Thon Maker could be the Pistons' next Blake Griffin after the Blake Griffin era is over. We might see a completely different Thon Maker. I hope we do, regardless of what he's doing, because offensively he stunk it up in the playoffs, and you know, it just wasn't a fair matchup on him defensively guarding Giannis. But Thon Maker could be the next Blake Griffin for the Pistons. Now, what I mean by that, before you guys get all finger happy and blow it up in the comment section, Blake Griffin is a true point forward. You know, there is nothing Blake Griffin can't do. He can do it all, man. He is a true all-star, a true superstar in every sense of the word. Thon Maker is slowly transitioning into the same caliber player. He has a weird build, okay? This guy is 7 foot and some change and as skinny as can be. He is not going to back anybody down or body anybody like that. You know, he doesn't have super freakish athletic ability since he is 7 foot, but, you know, he is quick. He can run the floor. He is very fast in transition. What the Pistons are looking to get out of him is to penetrate Giggity and create some offense. So I imagine by this, Thon Maker is working on his pump fake to get people up in the air and working on his crossovers. Because if you watch his high school and his college mixtapes, this dude was taking people off the dribble. I mean, he really was like a small forward, like a LeBron, like in the sense that he was a point forward. Not comparing him to LeBron. That was a bad example, but I'm using it as a guy who was taller than a point guard, but playing like a point guard. This guy has some great dribbles. He's got some good moves, or at least he used to. Has he lost those? I don't know. But you guys can see it on his Instagram right now that he is working on attacking the basket, dunking the ball, getting some mid-range shots up, and, you know, really creating some offenses from out there. So, I mean, there's a window of opportunity here for both the Pistons and Thon Makers to make something great happen here. I think Dwayne Casey is a great coach for this reason. And, you know, you got two people that you're looking to develop here right now. Because people forget Thon Maker is still young. But you can put Sekou and Thon Maker in the same category of development, if you will. Because relatively, they're going to play the same position. And at some point, you could have a 4 and a 5 that can bring the ball up and push it, which we haven't really seen that. You know, we've seen a little bit of the Warriors with adding DeMarcus Cousins last season, where anyone can push the ball up. But your future, maybe even next season, you could really see the 1 through 5 positions running in transition, pushing the ball up, which is going to be extremely difficult for other teams to guard. So it's something that the Pistons are looking into, And it sounds like it's what Ed Stefanski and Dwayne Casey want Thon Maker to transition into. That's not going to affect his defensive ability. He's still going to be a shot blocker. But, you know, he's getting in better conditioning. You know, he's working out on his stamina and stuff like that. And he is going to transition into, dare I say, a point forward. And that's going to be a scary one. A 7-foot point forward who can shoot, can pass, dribble. I mean, he could do it all eventually. You know, it's not going to happen overnight. You know, no one saw this transition of Blake Griffin happening. But in the last 2 to 3 years, Blake Griffin has become a solid player. You know, he wasn't, you know, like the guy he used to be. But now that he's healthy, and now that he has transformed his game to what it is now, he has revived his career and is more than a dunker. He is a complete basketball player now. So it's going to be fun to have Blake Griffin kind of rub off on Thon Maker and Sekou, because those are pretty much what you want those guys to become. So it's going to be interesting. So it was an interesting topic, interesting video. We're going to see where it goes, but leave it down in the comment section. What do you want to see Thon Maker become? You know, if he becomes this, it would be good, you know, since the NBA is not what it used to be, where you would have a big power forward and a big center. It's stretched the floor out now. Everyone's got to shoot threes, but, you know, they didn't really ask him to shoot threes. They want him attacking the basket. So we'll see what happens. But leave it down in the comments. You know, what do you want to see from Thon? Instagram, Twitter, Mixer in the description. Follow me on all those platforms. And all DSA members in the description as well. Be sure to follow all those guys out. And I'll see you peeps in the next one. Peace.